A new season is upon us, rain coming down heavily here in Silverstone as new teams are set to get a taste of Formula One, a few new rookies and a very different looking calendar. We are in for an epic season.
That we are. Ted, let's head over to the Red Bull garage and see what's happening with Owen and his team.
Gary, it's Christian, you got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Good luck this weekend. This is our year. Third time is the charm, get after it. I want some new aggression from you this year.
Season 6 is upon us. It's an exciting one. Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of our F1 23 Driver Career Mode. I hope you're all having a great day. If you missed all of the off-season stuff, new teams, new roster, as well as a brand new calendar, which kicks off right here from Silverstone, you can check it all out in the last episode with the off-season video, which goes over everything you need to know. But we got new teams, partnerships, Williams with Lamborghini, McLaren with Toyota, Lotus takes over Alpine, Andretti takes over Haas as well. Connor Sport with their late addition has announced a partnership with McLaren. Now, fortunately for me, if you saw in the last episode, I didn't have a Connor Sport livery really working. It turned into a weird McLaren Chrome kind of livery. Well, I got in touch with the author of the McLaren Toyota mod, which was causing the issue, and a huge shout out, I hope I don't botch the name, it's Fiki, maybe Fikey, he can probably correct me on this, but basically I got in touch with him, absolute legend, was able to fix it. We have the Connor Sport livery back in the game coming into this opening weekend. However, on top of that, we as well, next episode, will be debuting Connor Sport and the McLaren actual combined livery, which looks a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Think the normal Connor Sport livery with a little bit extra McLaren branding. I think you guys will enjoy it because I found it to be a pretty slick car, but today we'll just see the normal Connor Sport livery here as we roll through into qualifying for the first time this season, and we're expecting the usual, you know, cruising through into the top 10. We haven't seen any R&D changes from last season into this season. Yuri Vips, rookie, as well as Vesti and Sato, the three rookies out right there, with Tsunoda and Lawson in the BMW and the Andretti machine out in this first round of qualifying into Q number 2. Now it is as well in the race, there is a threat of rain right towards the tail end of the Grand Prix. It's really going to be hit or miss on actually, you know, if we see that rain or not. And if I'm not mistaken, last season we went through all season without any you know, intermediate or wet tires going on the car in the Grand Prix, if I'm not mistaken. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but it's been over a year now, or a season, in-game season I should say. But P10 again in Q2, you can see the two Connor Sports, the first one's out. Gasly in his Andretti debut absolutely pummels Lawson in the Andretti as Joe in the Williams Lamborghini. 14th Ocon there, P15. We roll through into Q3, making a lap early on in Q3 here. So usually I only make one lap, but I decided, you know what, let's do a lap early in the session, and then we'll make a second lap towards the tail end, and this would be a pretty decent and competitive lap. We would come through to cross the stripe, and it was actually P5. Now I would go for a second attempt at the tail end of the session. Nobody else on circuit here now, and we're going to actually find a little bit more time in this first sector, only by about a 10.5 improvement, but that's still going to be you know, giving us the potential to gain maybe an additional position or two, especially when we gain another 10th here. Now 2/10 of improvement here towards the tail end of the lap in the braking zone here for the chicane. I call it a chicane, not really a chicane. 3/10 of a second gain right there, and we're going to come through the final turn. 3.5 tenths will put us P3 for the season opener. It's the Mercedes front row lockout with Russell and Norris. Albon, the two-time back-to-back champion, in 4th, while you see the rest of the order. Big separation in times there, surprisingly. But let's kick off Season 1 in Silverstone.
Months of rumour and speculation all come to an end today as we return to racing for the opening event of what promises to be an enthralling season. Welcome along then to round 1 of this year's Formula One World Championship. With good opportunities to overtake at the end of the Wellington and Hangar Straights, there's a lot of potential for close action around the 3.6 miles of Silverstone circuit. With 18 corners and average lap speeds of around 145 miles per hour, it's also one of the longest and quickest circuits on the calendar. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. George Russell will begin today's event in pole position, and Lando Norris lines up alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Golden Boy, Albon, Leclerc, Verstappen, Oscar Piastri, Hamilton, Drugovich, Jackson, Doohan, Joe, Ocon, Yuri Vips, Mayer, Vesti, Sato, Gasly, Sonoda, and Liam Lawson. And now it's time to head down to the track. A new season then, a clean slate where anything could happen. Anthony Davidson is with me today as once again we get another year of Formula One underway.
We're into those tense few minutes before the first race then. Everyone's a little bit nervous about reliability. They haven't been running in the hot, turbulent wake of other cars in practice. They've not been pushing at 100% for long durations. Let's hope no one has to deal with any nasty surprises.
An exciting race weekend on the way, and we're actually, you can see the last slot is where it shows rain, but we're going to be starting on mediums actually because a lot of drivers are doing that, so we're not going to go with the softs, but you can see a lot of these faster cars are going to elect to go on the mediums. So I decided, okay, let's do that here instead of the soft tire approach and see how we get on. Let's get ready for the formation lap to kick off season 6.
Here we go then, and we're off for the formation lap here at Silverstone, dubbed the home of British motor racing. Now, while the layout of this circuit has changed on numerous occasions, the spirit of the track that hosted the very first Formula One World Championship Grand Prix still very much prevails. As the cars make their way back to the starting grid to form up and get ready for lights out, let's hope the race ahead today is a thrilling one that will go down as a memorable Grand Prix in the history books.
All right, a new season and we've got momentum. How does winning round 1 sound to you?
I like that idea, and I don't see why we can't do it, boys. Let's go get it. We're ready to roll. Season number 6, and really, I would say, aside from the fact that there's no R&D changes, probably the biggest refresh we've seen with these new teams, partnerships, as well as the calendar going into a season. It's exciting, and I'm really ready to kick this one off, and I'm feeling very confident about this team. I think we can really win this season in this championship, both championships as well here. Now, we're ready to kick off Season 6 here from Silverstone. The British Grand Prix is underway as we are rolling on the run towards turn 1. It's a Mercedes front row lockout. They have found some momentum over the last season and they bring it into Season 6. Wheel to wheel with Norris. He gets ahead, and right behind you got the two Trackhouse cars wheel to wheel. That's Leclerc as well as Piastri and Aiden Jackson right there as well, just behind the Ferrari and his teammate of Alex Albon. Albon, the defending world champion 2 times in a row. Can he go for the 3-peat? That's the big question. Look at the gap already that Russell has over Norris. There's one of the Connor Sport machines up there running well, and then there's Jack Doohan a little bit further back from Callie Mayer. As you can see, Doohan struggling right there alongside the Lotus machine. He'll go through. So now, of course, Lotus back on the grid replacing Alpine this season. Going to be really exciting to watch them, although a rookie lineup. It's going to be a really interesting one to actually see how that's going to go for that team. A very risky, decision, to come back into Formula One. Lotus, powered by Renault, by the way, and they determined, let's go for a rookie lineup. Not a move I would go for. Let me just say that, okay? I would not do that if I was starting a team now. As Alex Albon right here, contact in towards the right-hander with Trackhouse. He would actually get wing damage out of this moment here, and that is going to cause some problems for the McLaren driver who had been going for a top 5 position, and we'll see how that's going to affect him in his pace. But Alex Albon right off the bat might have some issues here in Silverstone now, and you can see up in front of us, I have a great view of this. Look at the battles right here. This is Russell, Norris side by side now. They are getting right on each other. They both want to win the season opener, but I also want to win the season opener here. We've got this kind of newfound fire and I would say aggression coming into the season. I'm not just going to roll over. I'm going to be smart still, but I'm not going to just roll over and let certain things go now. We set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, but Leclerc right there behind us, and now Albon, he continues to struggle on lap 2. You can see now he's already starting to struggle. Aiden Jackson, he's going to go the long way around while Albon understeers. He's got the pair of Ferraris just behind Verstappen and Hamilton. There's a battle behind Drugovich as well with Callie Mayer. Jack Doohan's been moving his way forward, but Mayer's gone through on Drugovich. What is going on here with our teammate of Felipe Drugovich? Of of course, the defending race winner of the season. He won the season finale, and now here goes Verstappen. He'll get through on Albon, and now you can see the defending champion in shambles here today. Not going to be the start of the season he was looking for. The last 2 seasons, Albon has won the season opener here. Now, as you can see, these battles continuing. Albon really holding up everybody, and now he's got Hamilton. Dragovic has gotten back in front of Calimero, going around the outside right there, and now he's going to go and get Lewis Hamilton. In the process, Hamilton with a bit of understeer right there as they continue on. Hamilton expected to be his final season in Formula 1 again, as it would be looking like he will be retiring at the end of this season here now, as we continue to run in this 3rd position. And I couldn't quite get close enough to make moves, so I was just kind of stuck here in P3, and Leclerc was behind me in 4th. But Norris in his the soft tires, it's only lap 5. They're already starting to fall off a little bit here. He's not able to quite put that same to fight to Russell, and he's starting to fall back to me a little bit here. So we're going to have an opportunity now. It's not over. Norris does still stick with them, and actually he is going to go past them on the run down towards the right-hander here. So Russell down into P2. So can Norris try and run away with the little bit of kind of pace he has left on those softs? Look at this. What is Lewis Hamilton doing? Instead of going for an overtake, he's NASCAR style bump drafting the McLaren Toyota. Now, not the debut McLaren Toyota was looking for, of course, with their new partnership. Calimero with a bit of a moment right there. She is really getting the elbows out today, to say the least. Now, we saw it on Dragovic, and now it's happening with Hamilton. They would continue side by side through this first sector until right here when Hamilton again understeers Mare through into P10. Absolute fantastic drive by her so far here. Now, of course, last season we watched her get her first podium in Qatar, while her teammate of Jack Doohan, the rookie at the time, who still doesn't even have a full season under his belt, picked up his first career win with Connor Sport. Now, as we continue on here, look at this. Russell putting the fight back to Norris. It's so hard to drive away in Silverstone unless you do it in the first couple laps because of that DRS. Now, they are so close together. These two Mercedes saying, hey, we are here to fight. Russell going through again around the outside. Him and Norris nearly contacted. I try to look up the inside, just can't get the power down, so we have to stay behind in 3rd place now, but the battles continue in the back. Calimero again, another overtake done. Alex Albon can't really do anything. He tries to stick the nose up the inside. It's not enough. Around the outside, Mare goes. Albon down to P10 as he continues to struggle, and now here I am putting a fight here a little bit later now. Lap 7 to Lando Norris. Now we got yellow flags in the background. It's our teammate, and it's going to be day over for Felipe Drugovich here, fresh off his first win in Formula 1, and engine failure takes him out early.
Okay, so Felipe is out with an engine issue.
Do I need to be concerned?
I don't think so. Just focus ahead.
And focusing ahead is exactly what we are going to do as we continue to put some pressure on the back of Lando Norris here now, but still not quite enough to actually make a move. We got more yellows actually here, lap 8 now, just a moment after Drugovich with his issue as well, and it looks like it's one of the Lotus machines. It is not. It's not the Lotus. It's going to be the Williams Lamborghini. That's Frederick Vesti in his debut in Formula 1. It's going to be day over, and now we're starting to see some things kick off. We've had Albon with his wing damage. We've got our teammate Drugovich out with the mechanical failure, and now Frederick Vesti out as well. Unfortunate there. We continue to now put some pressure on Lando Norris. Those softs really starting to give in at this point, but still he's got just enough pace to hang on here, but he did not accomplish near enough what he needed to accomplish on this run with the softs. He is getting ready for his pit stop there as I'm starting to slip and slide around a little bit now, losing some grip as we continue to just try and pressure these guys in front of us, but really struggling to actually get an opportunity to overtake here. But now as we come to the end of lap 11, Norris diving into the pit lane. I expect to see Aiden Jackson to do the same thing. He was not able to close in on those softs either now once they kind of hit that drop-off point. So now it's just myself, George Russell. What can we do with the Mercedes now? I actually decide, okay, I radioed to Mark that we're going to box this lap, which is a lap earlier than expected. But I don't think the rain is coming at this point. As you can see, he's not reporting anything about rain. We got yellow flags. Safety car. Safety car is out. There's damage thrown across the track. There's an Andretti car with damage. That's Liam Lawson, and I believe the BMW's involved. Yes, Esteban Ocon, his new ride with BMW, and he's out. He's beached it on the grass. What has happened here? The two BMW teammates, Tsunoda and Ocon, come together in the pit entry. Oh my goodness. And then one of them comes across the track, and there's damage just thrown everywhere. What in the world has happened here? Liam Lawson on board. Oh my goodness. Esteban Ocon. That's maybe the dumbest thing I've ever seen. This could be interesting for Ocon going into next episode. I wouldn't expect a race ban, but maybe for sure, you know, some penalty points handed onto his license here. But we would be able to come in and come out P2 in the pits and put on those hards, while Norris is going to lose a position due to the safety car coming out just after he pitted. So Leclerc is able to get up to P3 while Norris was on those mediums here. Jackson P6. Verstappen, Hamilton, Mayer doing 9th, 10th right there. Albon's 11th, and get this, Albon never fixed his wing damage. So he runs P11. He's going to continue dropping down the order now as we are P2, Russell, the control car, coming to 12 laps of racing here in Silverstone. We are back racing. Now you can see a little bit more cloud cover, but it didn't sound like the rain was going to hit here, so I'm not really concerned about the concern of it getting wet here. I think it's going to stay dry right to the back now of George Russell. I wasn't quite confident there to go for a send. You know, I could have gone for it. I felt like if that was like a Verstappen in the Red Bull, he would have absolutely lunged it up the inside. I didn't feel quite confident in the car to go for that move exactly right there. And you saw that rough corner. That puts a gap between Russell and myself, but we would close back in on him. Norris is fighting behind us with Charles Leclerc trying to move himself back up at a P3, really diving deep there into the corner. Coming to 10 laps to go for the first time this season. Let's go through the grid.
Russell out in front as it's him and Owen driving away from the field.
They are the class of the grid today. There's no keeping up with them. Norris is quick but is behind, and I don't think he will get there without DRS.
Side-by-side action here now as Jackson aims to move into 4th past Leclerc. McLaren hasn't quite had the pace today. However, we don't truly know what Albon had in store.
Yeah, but I bet the grid is enjoying it. It gives them a bit of a head start as they hope Albon doesn't destroy them all again in the first half of the season.
What a battle here as Leclerc manages to stay ahead of Jackson. Ted Kravitz, how are you doing in this season opener?
I'm doing great, guys. A home race to start the season meant I could sleep longer this week. Focusing in on the race, however, I find it very baffling that McLaren didn't change Albon's front wing, and now he is paying the price for it. Connorsport seems to have more pace today than where they left off last year. They looked a bit off in qualifying, but have been strong today.
All right, thanks, Ted. As we see the new Andretti entry on the grid, Gasly and Lawson run 14th and 16th currently.
Leclerc is under fire again. Here comes Jackson, who want to get on with it. Now we've got half the field right here together.
Here comes the mayor of Silverstone. Callie Mayer is on a roll, 3 wide around the outside. What a drive this young prospect is on today.
She's making 2 drivers with over 10 titles combined look like rookies today. Unbelievable.
How about those battles here? Now Callie Mayer into P7. What a drive there from her as we continue on to try and put some pressure on George Russell. We have driven away, both of us now 4 seconds ahead of Lando Norris. Jackson in 4th, Piastri in 5th. Leclerc, who was the best running Trackhouse car all day long, is now the worst running Trackhouse car down in P6, which is the worst he's run all day. This is going to be an easy overtake with the DRS now. We'll swing to the left side. We'll clear Russell on the run down towards the right-hander, but I don't think this is over because we know how hard it's to drive away with the DRS zones here, so this is far from over. 1 lap later, same exact straightaway, and now here we go again. Now we're going to be on the receiving end. Russell looks to the right side. We're going to be wheel to wheel coming to 7 laps to go in the British Grand Prix, and I just couldn't get the car to hook up. He's able to easily cruise past me, so not exactly what I was looking for. Another run here now right to the back of Russell there. I didn't feel quite confident right there that I was going to be able to lunge up the inside without just going way too deep there, so I decided to bank out of it. Now we stay put behind him now, still 4.5 seconds in front of now Jackson. Lando Norris down to P4, Jackson up into 3rd, a run down towards Cops. We're going to go for it up the inside, nearly contact there, but we keep it clean. I said we're going to have a little bit of a new aggression this season. I wouldn't have done that last season, but I'm here to make a statement. We're here to win a championship for the first time in our career. We need to be calculated, we need to be smart, but we're definitely going to have a little bit more aggression on us as well. Information on Jackson from Mark. There's an issue there as we take the lead, but Jackson's got a huge issue. He's got a tire puncture on the right front, and this McLaren Toyota debut continues to struggle now. Jackson into the pits at the end of the lap, but he had lost a ton of time, and Albon goes into the points briefly, but I don't know if he's going to hold on. No, he won't. Joe already passed him, and now the Williams Lamborghini into the points. Moments after that was happening, a lap or so, we took the lead, of course, but now back at us comes George Russell here on the run towards the right-hander, again into the braking zone, trying to keep it pinned around the outside, wheel to wheel, nearly contact, but we can continue to have an absolutely epic scrap, which unfortunately, you know, this is what racing's all about here. A switchback on the inside, and we'll go for it again. We'll take the lead back. Unbelievable scenes here in Silverstone, but unfortunately, you would never get this in real Formula 1 because for some reason in this current era, F1 drivers are obsessed with the whole my corner idea, which is just the laziest excuse for having the worst racecraft in motorsports now. Russell back through to the lead now, through the right-hander. Oh my goodness, this is an absolutely flawless battle we're having right here with them now. A run back towards Copse. I'm going to go up the inside again, wheel to wheel. We're wheel to wheel even on the front axles there into Copse. We take the position, running Russell a little bit wide.
He ran me off there.
Go get him, George. Focus in here.
You hear the radio right there from Toto Wolff, George Russell, and this wasn't over now. Again, Russell trying to go around the outside, lap 22, and he's actually going to make it happen there. I mean, I looked like I was sleeping right there. I was quite surprised that he was just able to pin it around the outside. Honestly, that Mercedes feels a lot more capable than my car right now, but we're just using the DRS to keep us in it here. Now we continue this battle, but actually Russell would start to now actually be able to kind of minimize the ability for me to actually put the attack on him. He had actually been able to keep the gap right about here as Aiden Jackson sets the fastest lap, but coming to 3 to go, and you can see the cloud cover really coming over the track. It was the rain on the way, but it just isn't going to be close enough to actually make an impact here. Now we're just going to have to figure it out. Use that DRS with 3 to go. Close in. Piastri 3rd. Leclerc up to 4th. Norris down to 5th. At this point, Calimere, hold on. Calimere going for 5th a few moments later because by the end of the lap, Norris got back through into 4th. Leclerc has damage. Leclerc's got wing damage. I'm not sure exactly where that came from, but he is understeering like crazy now as we're right to the back just about again of George Russell. We're going to have one opportunity, I think, on this final lap to really put some pressure on him as he's trying to get the home victory here in the season opener. What a story that would be coming to the final lap here in Silverstone of the British Grand Prix. Up the inside we go, but just not the line I needed. Nearly contact again. We've had a great battle with George Russell so far. It's been clean, which has been great now, and you can see Leclerc's continuing to struggle. Here comes Doohan and the 2 Ferraris as well. Verstappen to the left or right. I don't know who's who right now. Hamilton's on the left, Verstappen on the right. Leclerc down to P8, and the 2 Ferraris continue at it here. Now they of course struggled last season. Hamilton with 1 win in Mexico and Verstappen winless, and it looks like that continues to maybe be the trend there as Verstappen was able to get through, I believe, and stay ahead of Hamilton. Now on this final lap in Silverstone, what a season opener it has been, and now we've got an instant classic final lap set up here for you now on the run towards the village here up the inside of Russell, and he's going to try and go around the outside. Not quite enough there. We'll take it. Thank you very much to the lead of the Grand Prix, but this is far from over because there is still one major DRS zone to get through, and now we come through Comps now without much issue towards the S's for the final time. Unbelievable race it has been. Piastri 3rd on this final lap. Mayer has passed Norris up into P4 for Calimere. What a result for Connor Sport with their new partnership with McLaren. Here comes Russell up the inside. Now a couple of corners remain. Wheel to wheel. It's been a heck of a battle with him today. Can we keep it clean for the victory? It's close, nearly contact, but he keeps it off us now. Red Bull versus Monster Energy. The battle of the energy drinks. A couple corners remain. We leave the room as we come through the final couple of right-handers. Oversteer, but we get the power down. We win in Silverstone. Let's go, guys. Oh my goodness, let's go. We're winning this title.
Ah, fantastic drive. That's just fantastic. Amazing. You deserve that race win. Well done, mate.
Awesome drive, Gary. Let's go. This is our year.
Yes, sir. I mean, awesome way to start the year, guys. Let's go celebrate.
Well, they've done a brilliant job, I must say, under some intense pressure to take a well-earned victory here at the British Grand Prix. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
Well, they certainly stood out as a drive with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
What a day. What a day in Silverstone. I honestly don't think we had the quickest car, but like I said, I was just able to use the DRS to my advantage on Russell and just put up enough of a fight at the end, and we get to wave the Canadian flag. The first time we have ever won the season opener here in our F1 career mode. Hopefully this is a good thing coming, or a good, a sign of good things to come, I should say there. Absolutely fantastic at the end. 3 different teams on the podium: Red Bull, Mercedes, as well as Trackhouse starting out the year hot. If Leclerc didn't get that wing damage late in the Grand Prix, which I never went back and looked to see where he got it, but if he didn't get that, Trackhouse would have been starting quite hot. However, still a good start to the season with Oscar Piastri there in P3. But Callie Mayer, driver of the day, went up to P4 from 15th on the grid. I mean, absolutely insane right there. She did have a grid penalty as well. So absolutely flawless drive from Callie Mayer today in Silverstone. Incredible stuff there. In the standings, of course, we're at the top. Red Bull probably, I don't know if we're going to be at the top in the constructors. We'll take a look here in just a moment. But don't forget, Dragovic there with the mechanical failure. Next episode, we're 3 points behind Mercedes. But next episode, Austria. We head to Austria for round 2. Hearing there's going to be a threat of rain again for that weekend. We'll see how it goes. I'll see you guys for round 2. Have a great day.